everybody. This is Gayle, and welcome to my channel tonight. Take two. Thank you for hanging in there. The earlier stream didn't publish right, so I started a new, fresh Sunday night check in, and I appreciate you being here. Apparently, my streaming platform, Streamlabs, and my broadcast platform, YouTube, weren't fully speaking to each other, so I got to type to you in the chat and I got to see what you were typing, but we couldn't converse, and I don't think you saw me. So here we are again. We're going to try it out. Hopefully it'll work this time. I don't know. It's a little crazy. I guess once bitten, twice shy, because now I'm nervous. But anyhow, that's how it goes, right? That is just how it goes. So, how have you been in the past 5 minutes? Or 10 minutes or 20 minutes that it's been? I hope it's going well. So there's a couple to talk about tonight. And first, of course, welcome. I'm glad to see you again. We have somebody in here, so welcome. I want to talk to you about the new year, and we've all got things coming up with the new year. It's a fresh start, but I think something that puts a lot of pressure on ourselves is the whole idea of new year, new you. How many times have we heard that? New year, new you. We hear it all the time. And the other thing that we hear a lot about is making resolutions. And there's this outside pressure on us. Let's make resolutions, right? I mean, I know, right? Spider-Man the hero says error, error, error. And yeah, but this time I was taking all the blame for it. I just knew, because I had uploaded a video that I had wanted to play, and I set it to start at the beginning of the broadcast, and it didn't start. So now I realize that was a red flag, that there is some other issues going on. So from what I can figure out, and this has been talking to a chat bot, so who knows? But from what I can figure out, Streamlabs and YouTube weren't fully talking to each other, and now I'm going live again, to apologize to you all, and it looks like I may have it at least sorted out on the YouTube side of things, because I'm just going live straight with the YouTube software. I don't like it as well because there is not. It doesn't have all the features, like I can't share a stream and things like that, but it's got some other things that I can do. So all I know is to try it. That's all I can do. It does seem to be a little bit more responsive when I do it on the YouTube side. So anyway, we're going to hope for the best. That's all we can do. All we can do is hope for the best. So I want to talk about resolutions because it's like the world puts so much pressure on us to try to do resolutions. I mean, like, you hear this, people, well, I hear it. I don't know about you all. And if you've heard something different, pop it into the chat. But I hear a lot about people making the resolution and they are promising themselves they're going to lose weight, or they're going to exercise more, or they're going to eat differently, or cook differently, or stay at home more, or save money. And people are talking about that, which is great. But I also read that the average resolution, people keep them for about 2 weeks. So I have got a different idea that I just want to toss out, and I want to get you all's opinions on it. So yeah, type those down in the chat. And hi, by the way, I'm sorry, My name is Gayle. It is nice to meet you. Welcome to my Bodacious channel, where we are all about not letting life get in the way of living. So I do some travel, some lifestyle, some service dog videos, things like that. Living with a disability and integrating it. So if this is your vibe, we would love to have you. So click the subscribe button and do join us, because we would love to have you. All right, so I wanted to toss out this idea that instead of making resolutions, that we just keep ourselves open to the possibility of learning something. Peter Parker says it's getting closer to Christmas again. It is. It is. We are closer than we were 2 days ago. And that gives us time to save up, because if you get paid monthly, you got 12 paydays between now and Christmas. So for some people who are looking at it from the standpoint of payday, in some ways it makes it seem like it's 12 weeks away. I know. It's just kind of weird. Girl math. Work with me on that. Girl math. Yay! So I just wanted to toss out the idea this new year that maybe instead of making that resolution to do something really complicated, that we make it simple, and that we just make ourselves open to learning something, and that we sit down and maybe make a list of like 5 things that we want to learn. Keep it realistic. Keep it convenient. You know, don't decide you want to go parasailing if you live in the middle of the country. I don't know that you're going to really be able to do much parasailing if you live, you know, in the desert Southwest or something like that. So maybe hang gliding, but a lot of us aren't going to be able to do hang gliding. But if you want to, if it's realistic for you to possibly learn it, then go for it. Do that. But do make them realistic. Make them concrete. Something that you can point to and say, okay, I want to do X, Y, and Z. So I made my list. I know, reusable envelope. That's okay. And when you make your list, make it something that you're going to enjoy, you know. And this is different from a resolution, because you're not resolving. I don't. That's not going to work. You're not making the resolution that you have to do these things. You are not nailing yourself down. These are things that you want to do, that you're open to do. My New Year resolution is to meet you in person, Gayle. That would be kind of cool, but we're not really close together. With you in the middle of the country and me closer to the East Coast, it's a little crazier. But who knows? I mean, anything can happen. I was out. I'm going to tell you a little story about what I mean by anything can happen. Okay. Several years ago, actually, it was the last time I went to, no, time before last, when I drove up to Alaska for the mission trip. My husband was with me for this portion, so it was my husband and my service dog, and we were traveling. We stopped in Montana at this overlook, and I looked at the RV in front of us, and I'm like, they've got Tennessee plates. So automatically, you know, you want to go and say, howdy, I'm from Tennessee too. And I knew, you know, we have the county on the plate. So I knew that not only were they from Tennessee, but they were from the county that I lived in at the time. So if we got to talking about that, and we got to talking about some things at home, and guess what? We didn't know each other, but we had several friends that were in common. So I thought, well, this is neat. And let's see, I guess it was the year after that we were at Glacier National Park. Somebody had a T-shirt on with Power T on it for UT football, and I am not a UT football fan as far as like, really keeping it up with it and stuff. But I do try to root for them. You kind of have to out of self-defense if you're in Tennessee in the eastern portion. So somebody had this Power T on, and we're like, oh, we're from there too, because the Power T on their T-shirt matches my husband's hat. And we got to talking, and guess what? We knew friends in common too. And I'm like, okay, this is getting weird. So that leads into the travel story of, on the way back, I ran into the restroom in like the next state, ran into somebody I knew. You just never know how things are going to go with my life. So, yeah, you never know. So anyhow, I wrote down my list of 5 things that I want to learn, and clearly I should have put that I need to learn how to fall without breaking arms, but yeah, it's not quite on the list. But anyway, so my 5 are, I think, pretty realistic, and there's one that's very concrete. I would like to learn how to speak more Italian. I've heard bits and pieces of it growing up, so I'd like to learn how to speak just a little bit more. Now, am I ever going to go to Italy? No. Am I ever going to use it? Well, probably not. But it might help me figure out some words that I heard as a kid growing up and getting to spend summers with my dad's family because they were Italian and legal. Just want to toss that out. And, actually that comes into number 4. So I want to learn how to speak more of that. And I was looking at Chat GPT allegedly can help me with that. And I've already figured out that there is 2 words that Chat GPT would not translate for me, no matter what way I spelled them. So I figured those are not the nicest words to learn. But anyway, so I want to learn just a few words. I want to try some new recipes. Yeah, kind of expand the recipes that I'm doing. So I want to learn some new ones on there. And I want to try to learn how to manage my time in light of having the disability of the head injury. Because what happens with me, I lose time. It goes into a vacuum. It just disappears. I don't know. But I can look at the clock, and the clock can say like 6 o'clock, we'll say. And like logically, I know that like if I'm doing things, time is going, but I don't have any kind of concept about how much time. And like my husband has this internal clock. He's like, okay, it's time for shooting lessons. We got to go, or no, da, 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 da. And he just kind of keeps up with these things in his head. And I can't. Like, I have no clue. I think that's what makes me pretty effective as far as like driving to Alaska, because I just don't have any kind of concept of how time is passing. So it makes it hard for me to get places. So I want to learn how to cope with that better, because I can look at the clock and swear, okay, I just looked at the clock and it was 6 o'clock, and I can look at it again and it be a little after 7, and I'm just shocked because I had no idea, how that happens. And I have been told that I have hyperfocus ADD. So that that could factor in, but I don't really think so. Anyway, just saying that I want to learn how to manage that better in light of the disability. And I use timers a lot, lots of timers, lots and lots of timers. And when I'm not using timers, I'm going, hey, you can fill in the blank with the rest, Peter. I'm not going to say it. So, and as far as Peter said I need to learn how to go live. Well, guess what? Number 4 on my list is I want to learn tech better. Although tonight it would not have helped me because I was taking all the blame. I just knew it was me. I just knew it. I was blaming myself. I was getting so mad and so frustrated with myself. And then come to find out, it wasn't me. So, yay, not my fault for once. So, yeah, it turned out to be just totally, YouTube and Streamlabs not talking to each other fully. Like, I could see what you were typing in, and I could type in, but the picture was static, and I don't think there was any sound. I don't know. Did you hear sound, Peter? So, but anyway, I do want to learn how to do tech better. So that's one of my things that I'm open to learning. And number 5 on my list, because I'm suggesting no sound on it. All right. Well, sorry about that. At least this time it was not my fault. So I can't blame myself. This time. So, okay, number 5 on the list has to do with my service dog. And I really hate that the graphic was up last time because service dog Pipsy and service dog Sir Fluffy came running in and the dogs wanted to check on me. And I think when I was saying bad words, it kind of clued them in something was wrong. And Sir Fluffy came up and he like hops in my lap and he's trying to comfort me. And you all could have seen him being cute, but sorry. So what I want to do is for them, I want to learn some basic leather working. And I don't know where or how I'm going to do this, but I understand that somebody 2 counties over teaches this. And if I can find out about the lesson, I'm going to go. I want to be able to make them some martingale collars, which is the type that they wear. But Sir Fluffy has such a big neck that I can't just go online and order one. And then when I did finally find one, that thing was $60. I was looking online and I found some hardware that I can buy for less than 10. So I've got to get the leather and, figure out like how to do all that. And that's why I have to take a lesson. But I figure with 2 dogs, with Pipsy and Sir Fluffy, that maybe making service dog gear might be my best option for them. And that means learning how to do leather. But I'd also like to learn how to do some woodworking. So I don't know how I'm going to get them both in, but I can do some things with wood, but I don't know how to do a whole lot. Like I can cut wood and measure and, I can do that. And I've helped build cabinets and desks and things like that. But I'd like to learn like how to do things on a lathe and maybe how to do some wood burning. I think that would be really cool to know. The kind of wood burning that you use a utensil for, not the kind you use a match for. Scroll saw. I've actually got a scroll saw sitting on the carport. I don't know how to use it. My husband does but not super skillfully. But yeah, scroll saw work is amazing. I think you do some amazing stuff. Didn't you? You have some scroll saw stuff on your channel too. Um, but tight, good scroll saw work, it's just, it's an art form. I mean, that's what it is. And I would like to learn how to do it sometime. So that's part of my hopes for this year. I'm going to be, you know, interested and open and to learning some of that. So if you all are listening on the replay, I want you to type in your comments and tell me if you think this is reasonable. And Peter, I'd like to know from you too. Okay, do a search for Steve Goods. He's got lots of videos. Does he do scroll saw? Oh, I'll try pulling him up right now. That way I can bookmark it and come back later. Steve Goods, you say? And of course, with my luck, I'll cut my finger off or something, but I'd like to try some things like that. Okay, let's see. Steve Good. Is it Steve's Good or Steve Goods? Steve Goods. It probably will help if I type in the right thing. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, wow. Okay, thank you for putting me on to him. He's got some neat stuff. Just scanning it. Snakes, windmill. Yeah. Cool. Flame lamp scroll saw pattern. Yeah, woodworking is an art. This is cool. I really appreciate you telling me this because I'm gonna pour over that. I have to wait for warm weather before I can get out there and do the scroll saw because it's obviously not desirable to be on a covered carport that's not enclosed when it's 20 degrees. But yeah. Oh, you can download the patterns and print them out. Ooh, now that's neat. That is neat. Okay. Well, I got him subscribed. I got him subscribed. I have subscribed to him, and I'm going to put one of his. I'm going to go ahead and put one of his videos down in my DIY playlist so I can check it out later. Cool. I'm really tickled. Thank you. I like complex things like that. Like the toys that I got the kids for Christmas when I was running around buying the 100 toys and the stocking stuffers for the kids that were impacted by the hurricane. When I was doing all of that, I loved it. But I ordered some things off of Amazon that I knew people wouldn't ordinarily think of because I was buying some things for teenagers. And when I was a teenager, I did not want a toy. There's no toy on the planet that I wanted as a teenager. So what I did was I went on Amazon and I ordered some things, and I ordered like a remote control car that you had to put together and like build everything for, and a solar car that you had to build the panels for. Because I think those things are things that kids don't get to learn too often, at least not around here from the teachers that I talk to. So hopefully that will lead them into some confidence that they can do things like the scroll saw later in life when they can buy their own scroll saw and get their own stuff. So I think that's cool. I see Grandpa's rocker on it. That's the one I bookmarked. Very neat. So I appreciate you putting me onto that. I love it. So, I just wanted, so many people have so much pressure put on them about the resolutions that I just wanted to toss out a different idea to, ignore the pressure of resolutions. And I think, and this is just me, I think that the pressure of resolutions is what contributes to like the after Christmas downfall. Just saying. I'm sorry I have to go. Good night, you all. Okay. Well, thank you for coming in. I'm about to wrap it up. So I appreciate you coming in. Have a good night. Okay. All right. So he's given a cute little graphic there. So anyway, I'm trying to alleviate some stress and help people feel better about themselves and things like that. So I just wanted to toss that out. And next week on the live stream, hopefully it'll all run smoothly. We're going to plan on it. But next week on the live stream, I've got something very special that I'm going to do a giveaway on. It's going to be a PDF, and everybody that comes to the live stream will be able to download a copy of this free PDF. And so, and that's going to be just some affirmations for the new year from now until March. So I'm going to be giving those away. So anyway, keep that in mind. Thank you for coming by. If you did not give me a like on the live stream, shame on you. So please do. And thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you bearing with me with the tech issues. I really do. So go out, have a great week, be bodacious, don't let life get in the way of living, and I will see you on the next one. Good night.